Hey guys, sorry about that. Okay, it says I'm live here now. This is let me see if I can get a couple people on here first. This is the courthouse surveillance, the security surveillance from the front door where I was arrested. Whoops, let's see what's going on here. Just headed up. Sorry about this, guys. Having some trouble here. It was just playing. Well, anyways, I wanted to give a quick update on my federal case. Now, my federal case, I was found guilty for creating a disturbance. Here, let me turn this around. Sorry. Now my screen's not working on my phone either. Well, anyways, guys, I'll try to play this as fast as I can. I don't want to waste all your time. But I was found guilty for creating a disturbance at the federal courthouse. They sentenced me to a $500 fine, stay away from the federal courthouse for up to 1 year, and it's mandatory. If I return to the federal courthouse, I will be arrested and subject to new federal charges and possibly a contempt charge. Let's see. So they found me guilty of the charge creating a disturbance. Now, I was trying to attend a public trial that was happening on the 6th floor. Now, that Monday, some of you may remember that I was there that the previous Monday for the same trial. Now, it was a voir dire hearing. The trial wasn't actually on. They were just doing jury selection. So they escorted me out. I went outside those front doors on Monday. I was outside those front doors. They took me outside. DHS arrived. DHS said I had every right to be there, relayed the message back to marshals. U.S. Marshals said, fine, as long as I leave my cell phone in my vehicle, I can enter the building. So that was the only condition. Now, anyone else who's seen my videos knows that I've always been polite. I've always been cordial. I do tend to when I engage with conversation, yeah, I'll be a little stern. I'll let them know I'm upset. But that's probably about it. I don't get threatening. I don't raise my voice or anything. Okay. So here I am, not the fellow in the red hat. I am at the metal detector. I place my items on the belt. They're telling me you can't come in. I said, why not? I was here on Monday. There was no problem. Everything has been taken care of with U.S. Marshal Services and Department of Homeland Security Police. So right here, there's someone behind me. Now over to my right, the left of this screen, there's a supervisor who alerts me that there's people behind me and to step out of the way, which I comply. These two officers are doing their duties as security. I wait on the side and say, okay, I've been through this before. I'll wait right here for marshals to come down and tell me why I can't come in today. Monday I was allowed in. Wednesday I can't come in. What changed? I was upstairs. I was in the courtroom. What changed? What is going on here? So I'm waiting to figure it out. As you can see, everyone is able to come in. One of the elements of the charge that I faced was impeding the flow and exit of the courthouse, which obviously here It doesn't show that. Their narrative doesn't actually fit what the what the security footage shows. So I'm still there, like up against the wall, waiting for U.S. Marshals to come down and tell me why I cannot come in. So as I'm waiting, there's people still coming in. At this time, the supervisor is to the left on the phone. Now the supervisor, for some reason, wasn't called to the stand. It was just these two security officers and another one who will appear here shortly. Now they're telling me, no, you're not going to be able to come in today. I continue to ask why. I just need an explanation why you're denying me access to a public building. I was here on Monday and everything was taken care of. I left my cell phone. Now, remember, guys, the only time I didn't have a cell phone, they said I was extremely irate. When these officers got on the stand, they said I was extremely irate, very boisterous. I was what was the word? I had a combative attitude. Now here they come. They're okay. So you're not gonna leave? You're not gonna leave? You're not gonna go anywhere? Fine. You're under arrest. They take me into custody and say I resisted. And at this point, they're playing tug of war with me. One's pushing on me, one's pushing forward. They get the handcuffs on, and I said, guys, you're making a mistake. Now, yes, this video was shown in court. Now, again, you'll see me walking through. I'm not yelling. I'm just looking around like, what the hell just happened? So I was found guilty. I was found guilty of this charge of impeding, creating a disturbance, because they're saying they asked me to leave, that I had been trespassed. When they slapped the cuffs on me here, they said that I was under arrest for criminal trespass. Now, when we were in court, my attorney brought all this up. He showed these officers. Now there's no audio. They can say I said that I was going to blow up the White House, for example. I'm not, but they can say anything. There's no audio. I wasn't boisterous. Those of you who know me know that I speak with my hands and I speak in a calm way. If I disagree with something, I will respectfully disagree. I will respectfully decline a unlawful request that I do not have to follow. Now, this officer, you guys will see on my other videos, this security officer has ripped my cell phone from my hand after he threatened to kick my butt, and he walked from around the x-ray machine on the other side, and when I began recording, he ripped my cell phone from my person. Now, along with me recording in this area, because this man threatened me. That's the only reason why I started recording. Now, they made a condition. You can come in as long as you leave your cell phone. The day I don't have my cell phone with me is the day they make up some bull crap, and the judge in the magistrate court, a magistrate judge in the federal court found me guilty. This gentleman here was never called to the stand. He was the one relaying messages between the U.S. Marshals and I. Why wasn't he on the stand? Why couldn't he say, well, Mr. Martinez requested the U.S. Marshals, so I got on the phone and requested them. So now you have all these security officers that have left their post because this guy wanted to make a big deal. These guys wanted to make a big deal out of it. And then I was arrested and charged with creating a disturbance after they created the disturbance. Yes, I was found guilty, guys. I see those questions. I was found guilty. And no, my attorney was awesome. My attorney was kicking their butt on the stand. He made objections. He invoked the exclusionary rule. Because they were adding Facebook posts from my Facebook account regarding my opinion of the federal government. They also added, evidence from my state case. Evidence from my state case, which is still pending. They submitted that into evidence. Okay? Has nothing to do with this. It's my state firearm case, which I'm facing 5 years in prison for. Okay? They use that in this case. My attorney fought his butt off, and yes, he calls me and says, "No, we have to appeal. We have to appeal." Now it's going to cost some money to appeal this. I know. So what I'm going to do is I do want to appeal this. I do want to take this up to the Ninth Circuit Court because their narrative, I mean, their stories on the stand was inconsistent. They were contradicting each other. We don't know his name. I'm sorry for the gentleman that just asked why wasn't he subpoenaed. We had a list of 3 witnesses. We don't know who these witnesses were. We had 3 names. Okay. The one in the plain shirt. I've asked for all these officers' names and information. They refuse to give it to me. I do not have the right to have it. This is U.S. Marshal Bugtong. I know that for sure because he's thrown me in cuffs before for protesting outside. Now, I believe that the reason why they didn't want him on the stand, the supervisor who was in plain clothes, was because he would be able to testify and say, yes, Mr. Martinez requested the U.S. Marshals to come down and explain to him why he's not allowed into the building. Now, the supervisor has way more information than we believe and than what the courts wanted. They testified that there were only 3 security here. We got them to admit that there was actually 4 on the stand. They finally admitted, okay, there was 4 security officers on there. So now we have grounds for appeal. And we did get the day's roster. We again, when we had these officers on the stand, we wanted everybody there. We put that on the record. Why is one security officer missing? Why isn't he there? Was he on the clock? He was the only one in plain clothes. I've never seen him in plain clothes working there. I always see him in uniform. I know my attorney. I know he's a fighter. Again, this is Marshal Bugtong. If you guys go look back at some of my videos, he was outside when I was protesting with the Lavoy Finicum flag. You can go back and look at some of my videos. If you go back and look at some of my videos, Marshal Bugtong has always tried to get me off the property. He's always tried to prevent me from entering the federal courthouse, especially when the Bundys were on trial. That's where they first heard of me. I used to go through this building freely, and there was no problem at all. Even when there was an issue with my ID, they accepted what I had. I had a notarized ID. It was a common law ID. I had it notarized, and it was acceptable. But when I started getting on Facebook and other channels and exposing what they were doing to the Bundys, they decided to bar me from entering the building. When I protested peacefully on the courthouse plaza, they said that was disruptive behavior and therefore constantly bolo, be on the lookout paper to prevent me from coming in. That's pretty much where it all stems from, guys. I was never violently belligerent with them. I never disrupted any courthouse proceeding. I've represented myself in court. I've never disturbed any court proceeding. I've always been professional and cordial with people who just give me the opportunity to speak. But when I do speak, I do tend to expose some of their weaknesses and some of their lies. So they do not like that. This is the supervisor who was not called to the stand. I still don't know his name. They always give it by initials. On the complaints, it's only by initials. We learned their names finally when they got to the stand. Now, guys, federal court security and federal marshals, they're different. It's a different beast. It's a whole different thing than state. This is the federal courthouse. This is the Lloyd D. George Federal Court Building at 333 Las Vegas Boulevard here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So, guys, with that said, I was found guilty. They now are fully prohibiting me from entering the federal courthouse. I'm not allowed to enter. And this is a public building. Hell, I can't even go and pay my fine. I have to have someone else pay it for me. So this is what I'll do, guys. I'm gonna put something together with my attorney. I'm gonna see if we can open up an account, maybe a PayPal, GoFundMe, whatever that he may want to go with, to see if there's people out there who are freedom lovers who want to continue this fight. Those of you who can't go out then those of you who can't go out there and do what other auditors do, but I mean the simple things that you guys do by calling these going on the tyrant alerts and exposing these tyrants for what they do, that's enough. That's really great for what you guys do that. And for those who can't be on the fight and can't be on the front lines, hey, donate $5-10 to this cause. It'll go a long way. We're still going to get the transcripts. Anyone who's been in this system before knows that transcripts alone are expensive. The briefs, the reply briefs, those things go a long way. I have a good feeling we can get this overturned and possibly strengthen the public's ability to access these federal courthouses. Because as of right now, the federal government feels that they can deny anyone entry to a federal courthouse simply because there's terrorists out there who hate the United States. Now, we all know that's all BS. It's a fear campaign to give these tyrants more abilities to infringe and impede on the natural human beings' rights. So guys, with that said, I really hope that I could provide more content for you guys. I'll set something up. I'll keep you guys posted. If you guys are willing to donate to my defense or for my appeal, that'd be awesome. I'm gonna come up with some funds. I'm working with my attorney to get all this paperwork filled out and get the notice of appeal sent out. So guys, remember that this is a fight for everyone, and for those of you who can't be there to fight the good fight, remember there's those of us who can use your help to take these small losses and take them to the appellate courts and overturn the decisions and possibly strengthen our ability to petition our government and to record our government and record even judges, because right now cameras aren't even allowed in this area. That's a restricted area. Again, they always blame it on safety and security. So I'll end this video now, guys. I love you all. Thank you all for coming on here and giving me a lot of support. I love you guys, and remember why we do this: God, country, and family. Okay. So this is Joshua Martinez, One City Boys Stand for Freedom, signing off.